Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yay! Okay. I'm so sorry about this, spiritual superstars. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. So please comment that the video starts at whatever time it is, please, to let people know when they come on here, because I don't know about editing it or whatever. So let's just keep it rolling. So what I was saying is, I love y'all to life. That's first of all. I'm Nicole, Anré'V, and I'm just here to help you learn how to hear from spirit, learn about spiritual guidance, because it's the way I live my life over 5 decades now. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, detachment. Detachment is so important in your spiritual journey. So let's go through the steps real quick and understand why detachment is so key, because it will help you when you're by yourself and these spiritual experiences happen and you're like, what's going on? So let's take, for example, you find yourself in your life where you're kind of being pulled away from your friends, family. They don't get you. A lover, a significant other. They don't quite understand what's going on, and you can't quite explain it because you're trying to figure it out. But you know it's spiritual. And so, let's say, for example, you realize you're spiritually gifted, right? And you realize you're having these premonitions, you're having out of body experiences, you're having lucid dreams. And you can be any age and this is happening to you, right? I have children reaching out to me. My own children are learning about lucid dreams, and they approached me about it. And so, I mean, as young as 7, okay? So, you've got all this stuff happening, for example, right? And while I'm saying this, I really want you to tap in to what's happening in your life, because this is interactive, and I want you to comment any questions that you have, any questions at all. I've been coaching for about 10 years now professionally, and I want to help, right? I want to help you get to the other side, and we all need that support. So let's say, for example, and you know your example is your truth, it's your what you're experiencing. Say, for example, you realize you're spiritually gifted. You start looking into being a reader or what that is, and what are psychic abilities, what are spiritual gifts, and you're Googling this, right? And now it's consuming you because you're just like, I know something's going on. My family's not talking about it. Somebody in my family's got to be spiritually gifted. Something's going on. I know I'm not crazy, but they're making me feel like I'm crazy. All this goes on, right? Am I the only one? Drop a heart if that's happening to you or if it has happened. And so you're like, you sit like this, and you're just thinking, because you're like, I know I'm not the only one going through this. So you start searching on YouTube, right? And you're learning now. You come to my channel, you're learning that these spiritual sensations mean you're not crazy, and it means you're tuned in, and the doctor that couldn't find anything wrong with you and is like, nothing's wrong with you, but you're like, something's going on. And you know now that you're not crazy and your doctor just didn't get it, and neither did anyone else. But now you're finding answers, right? So now here comes detachment, because now you're aware. You're aware of what spirit is alerting you to, right? So your spiritual awakening is the moment the Most High alerts you to your untapped, your unlimited potential. And once you're aware of this synchronistic theme that's happening in your life, this message that God is sending to you or asking you to review in your life, to look at, to really look at it. You have to detach from something, some people, someone, or parts of you, right? So detachment is really like this tunnel. You find yourself in this tunnel, like it feels like overnight. Boom, you wake up and you're in this dark, damp tunnel. In this tunnel, you can kind of sense that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but you can't see it yet. And you're afraid to touch the walls of this tunnel, but you feel compelled, like drawn to walk through it. But you have to walk through it alone. Because what's behind you is what Spirit is detaching you from. But before you even get to that stage, you have to recognize detachment. And so, like with some of my coaching clients, and I've been doing this for about 10 years now, but I've lived spiritual guidance for over 5 decades, and I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know anything. All I knew was what I was experiencing. And I knew to trust those experiences, and I encourage you to trust those experiences because thank God I had a mama who was helping me facilitate my gifts and was supporting me, excuse me, before I even knew what to call them. You may not. And you may be really scared. And you may have children who are spiritually gifted. Yes? And you need to understand how to support them. Because someone else in your family or your friends might say, "What, you worshiping the devil? What? Why are you looking all that tarot stuff? It's not in the Bible. You know, in the Bible they say this. You know, God doesn't want you doing all of that. You know, you can't be worshiping this and that. And you know, you're talking about fallen angels and all of that. You know, archangels are fallen angels. And that means they fell out of God's graces and all of that. I'm talking about you are going to be hearing judgment from every which way but loose. Everybody. And so detachment is very serious in your spiritual awakening. But you can get through it with a smile. You're going to cry. Shed those tears. But you can get through it with a smile in the process. So when you are letting go of people, parts of yourself, jobs, communities, organizations, memberships, affiliations, all of it, including your blood family, including your spouse, significant others, children, parents, all of it. Let me be very clear. You do not have to let go of the whole relationship, but you must let go of the part that Spirit is telling you through the signs, the symbols, the experiences. How do you know? By following your spiritual guidance. Okay? Drop a heart, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, and let me know if this is making sense to you. And ask the questions. If I need to say it in a different way, ask that question. Can you say this in a different way? Or what about this and that? And ask the question. It's okay to ask the question. You have me here, and I want to help. So, let's say, for example, you are recognizing your gifts. This is a common one. And all of a sudden, cousins, your friends, your family, your partner start saying to you, "We don't hang out anymore. I don't hear from you. What have you been doing? Like, what, are you okay? Are we okay? What's going on with you? Why you just been distant? Why is that? Someone comment down below, why is that? If you've been experiencing that, you know when people are like, they're missing you. During detachment, when you're following what Spirit wants you to do, you are going to put distance between you and what Spirit no longer wants you to covet. You didn't know you were coveting this relationship, coveting, focusing on somebody else, coveting this false security in a job, coveting staying somewhere you're not happy out of fear because you know that there's going to be a space once you leave. And how do you fill that void, or what's going to happen? Can you leave? Can you make it on your own? Can you do something else as an income, a job, a business? Can you start that business? All of this, right, is going to happen during detachment. So it's tough because your human is right on the front line of all of that. So just remember, during detachment, you are a dual being at the very least, because you're also an electrical being, right? We've got electrical current surging through us. You are a human being and you're a spiritual being, right? So you're at least three beings in this third dimension that we call life. And once you realize that, you are really unstoppable when you got to deal with detachment. You really are. You understand that once you put that connection behind you,